gentlemen, welcome to the Huggy Show with your host, Huggy. Hold on one second. One second. One second. Sorry about that. All right, good. So every day you should learn to find a lesson in life. Every day, in every moment, every second, life, the world, each other, they are trying to teach you a lesson. Trying to teach you a lesson about humility, teach you a lesson about ego, teach you about kindness, determination, and so forth. Sometimes when you're in too deep in something, you do not want to hear the lessons that other people try to demonstrate to you. It's get to a point where I see people across this interwebs, ladies and gentlemen, that are willing to die on their sword. They're willing to go out with a bang unnecessarily. They would rather lose. They would rather lose on buffoonery than win with humility. And it's a shame that we're here in the late 21st century with all of this technology and knowledge and research, how far we've came from cavemen to simple creatures to the first settlers, all to just still be stupid as all hell. Ego is a horrible, horrible thing to have. It's also horrible when you are a very simple-minded person that allows yourself to be manipulated by others. I too was like that, and to some degree I still am. Speaking from experience, maybe those that have the penance to be strong on by other people may learn from my tale. The reason why I was so easily strayed by other people was because I wanted to be able to fit in. I did the best I could to chameleon myself to their thoughts, to their feelings, to their mannerisms, and sometimes to their plights in affairs. I took I took up proverbial arms for them. I protested. I raged against those they deemed enemies. All all the meanwhile not realizing I was a pawn in their game. And it's not totally their fault. They just took advantage of someone that was so desperate to want to be liked. And the thing is that you don't want to be in that position. You don't want to be in that position where you becoming a laughing stock throughout the internet, having people do streams about you, dissect your every little move, have to hide behind streams, having to yell from afar stating that you're trying your best to defend yourself. The other thing, here's the thing that I am legitimately questioning. When people say that they're willing to fight for their right, for free speech, for censorship, for whatnot, and when given the chance, you fold, that doesn't look good. It doesn't look good when you are asked time and time again, is it all worth it? In this YouTube life we have, those that take part in YouTube, this always has a plan B, C, D. Content is ever changing, ever flowing. One moment you could be on top of the world with your content, and the next people don't want the content, they want something else. And I always nail this point home. When it gets to a point that legal teams have to be involved in YouTube nonsense, it's gone too far. Way too far. And I've been sitting on the sidelines just watching, seeing people getting their channels taken down. Like my friend of the show, Ray's show is being taken down by other people, privacy strikes and privacy complaints, which is a shame that all your hard work can go in the blink of an eye in an instant because people do not like you or respect you. So they just try to destroy your channel from the inside out. Like you're silencing those voices, and it's unfortunate. And Ray has said something very interesting. I think in one of her earlier streams, she was like, when you're in drama and in this neck of the woods of YouTube, there's a running chance that people are going to try to take you down through privacy strikes. There's going to be a chance that people are going to not like you. And they're going to do everything in their power to destroy you. And that's a risk that we all take when we do YouTube, especially drama. Additionally, when we talk about other people. But like I said, when you get into legal stuff, what do you do in that moment? Like when a judge is involved, when lawyers are involved, what do you do? Do you take do you take the service or do you run and hide from the service? And I will play as fair can be. I will be fair. Maybe just maybe people who are in the position of getting served may need more time to get legal representation. Or maybe they're nervous or scared or whatever the case is. But the thing is that when you're on YouTube and you have the bravado that nothing's going to happen to you, when you think that this court case, when you think a court case is going to be frivolous, when you have no idea what the other person's car, what cars the other person's holding, that is hubris. That right there is insane obliviousness. And buy, getting all instead of getting gifts and all the other tchotchkes, You have to understand who your opponent is. You have to understand who this person is that you are dealing with. And if you know the person that you're dealing with likes to be litigious, it will behoove you to start a fund or some sort of defense fund. Because if you're willing to be in the ring with a person that's litigious, you have to be prepared, lock, stock, and barreled up. Because when you give the perception on the internet that you don't want to deal with this court case, when you don't want to deal with a court case that you tell your audience that it's nothing, but you're not being served, you're not allowing yourself to be served, it looks bad. And sure, you're gonna have people still stand by your side, but I keep on saying to those that deal with litigious opponents, where is the legal fund? Where is the rah 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 fighting? Where is your propensity to want to do the right thing? A lot of YouTubers still say, and they have lip service when dealing with, I don't care, I'm on the right side of history, no one can touch me, all this other stuff. But when they really go up face to face with someone that's about that life, everyone runs scared. In my personal opinion, you need to have a bit of fear. You have to understand that not everyone is going to bow down to your will. Not everyone is a spurgy idiot that all they can do is just do blood sports and yell in the ether, saying slurs and or whatnot. Some people are about that life and they're willing to destroy your life through legal ramifications or whatnot. It's kind of like dealing with people on the street. Not everyone that you walk past is a flower, and not everyone and not everyone is Navia's lying. Some people can hide their true intentions, their true potential. And that's where you could mess up. That's where you could find yourself in the pickle, as you could say. Whatever happened to just having fun? What happened to just enjoying making content? What happened to entertaining the people? Is it entertaining to be in a lawsuit? Is it entertaining for people uh to dig to react to every moment of your life? Does it help you that you have to hide yourself in members only streams? How does this help anyone? You also have to understand something else when you're dealing with this deep pool of weirdness when it comes to YouTube and dealing with fights. You have to ask yourself, are people there in your community to like you? Or are there people to watch a car crash? Because again, people could just say things to make you feel better. And believe me, I have seen people and I've heard people to my face that have said the most sweetest things in my ear just so they could still have me wrap around their fingers. To say, we love you, Huggy. We cherish you, Huggy. You're the best, Huggy. You're the coolest, Huggy. Best, best, best. Love, love, love. And I ate it up. Foolishly, I ate it up. Because I'm mistaken what people's intentions are. And I fell into their trap. This would be I would say my eighth time rebuilding the foundation of my community, my social life, my life. And I had to learn the hard way that not everyone's your friend. Not everyone loves you. Not everyone has the best interests at heart. And that's tough to swallow, that reality this stage in my life. It's hard. It's sad. And I wish I learned this sooner. Some people have not learned it at all. Some people really think that their community really cares about them. Some people think that the community is going to be there even after you're gone. And I've always asked this question: what happens after you survive the fight? What happens whether you lose or you win? Are people really going to care about your community you, or your channel if it's being built of being such a drama channel regarding one person or maybe two people? Are people really going to care about you? Will you learn how to pivot? Will you be able to regain allies in doing content creation? Because let's be honest, ladies and gentlemen, doing YouTube creation, content creation, excuse me, you could do it by yourself, of course. Most people do that stuff by themselves, but it's also about collaborations. It's also about making friends, because they themselves may have an audience that could come to you and watch you, and they could watch, your community could watch them, and it grows. So while you're dealing with this, while people deal with this nonsense of fights and whatnot, they have to ask themselves: is the fight so? Are you willing to continue this fight on the off chance they may destroy your channel? Would you still continue this fight if it would mean that your community will leave you after it's all said and done? Do you really believe that community will be there for you no matter what? That is what the question you have to ask is. Will my community stay with me? For me, I'm very fortunate about the community I've cultivated. I'm very fortunate of the people that watch me. People watch the local life stuff, and I'm very happy about they watch the local life stuff. It brings them joy, it gives commentary. Some people use the clips I use. People use my clips to accentuate their content, to go over stuff in a more concise manner, and I'm happy about that. But if God forbid it all ends today and people just stop wanting to watch the channel, yes, it would be sad. Yes, it will be kind of disparaging. But as long as I understand what the root cause of my channel is, it's just me basically speaking in my mind on various topics, having interesting people on the show. The nature of the channel will never die. The nature of my channel will always stay true. It will always adapt and whatnot. I cannot say that for others. So again, it's just a give and a take. I wish YouTube and I wish the people in YouTube had are able to sell their differences. I hope and I wish that people don't take upon themselves to strike down channels, use privacy strikes just to censor someone. It's unfortunate and it's sad. And again, I wish Ray all the best, and I give her all of my hype. And I hope that if she ever does watch this, just know that she's one of the best people ever. And it's unfortunate that she got caught up in something that she shouldn't have been caught up in. It's unfortunate. That's the nasty nature of the business. But if you're not prepared to deal with it, if you're not prepared to immediately like understand that sometimes it's not worth it to fight, and sometimes it's better to just go and apologize, then you are allowing yourself. 1 second. Uh, just 1 second. Just looking up something. I lost my train of thought in a little bit. 1 second. Headphones. Okay, cool, cool. Cause you would never, you will not understand. You have to understand when you should fight and when you should just apologize. Because if you just apologize on stuff, sure, people will think that you're sorry, but at the very least, you're still alive. At least you could fight another day. What's the point of having enemies while doing YouTube? I go with this philosophy of like, I don't hate the person, I just hate the actions. And I think there's a very, very safe point to make. The person themselves are just fine, like they're people outside of without YouTube. They could be totally different people, of course. But when you do YouTube stuff and you act a certain type of way, that YouTube self it could be offensive to others, and it's annoying. They people tend to attack, and people tend to just be stupid. So of course you have this. People have this certain reaction to like want to talk about them, and people think that when I go after certain people, it's because I don't like them or I'm jealous of them. And that's not the case. That's literally not the case. When I speak about people, not go after people, when I speak about people, I speak about their actions. I comment on their actions. Because their actions are they do dumb stuff. Like it's like you take a dog to the park and they just act like a fucking idiot because you give them the leash, you take them off the leash. When they're back at the house, they have to act prim and proper. But on the internet, it's just a wild, wild west. It's like the dog park. And when you do all that stuff, it's like, bro, you're a grown ass woman, you're a grown ass man, you're a grown ass whatever. Why are you acting so? Why are you acting like a ninny for? Why are you acting like you don't have any common sense? Why are you acting? Why are you acting so brazen about something? Like he's not going to come back and bite you 10 ways from Sunday. Why are you not acting like it could like you could be affected? It's the internet. Who cares? Who cares about whatever? And of course, that's fine. There are things that people have done on the internet that are kind of shameful. Would totally understand that. But if you continually do the shameful thing over and over and over again, that's just you just being a silly goose. Thank you, Cece, and hi, Casey. You tend to just do if you continue to do over again, you're just being illogical. Like that's all I'm saying. So again, when I go after people, I go after people because of their actions. I go after people because if I did the same stupid shit they're doing, I would get crucified, and I would want to be crucified for it because it's not right. It doesn't make any sense. I'd rather get slapped across the face and tell, "Hey, you're a fucking idiot for doing this type of stuff. Don't do this. Don't do this again." And then guess what? I'll learn to not do the shit again because it will haunt me, and I will learn better. And I'll be on the straight and narrow, and I will do better. Legitimately do better. But because I feel that because it's me and because of the way I sound, it's like people don't want to take my word seriously. Like people think that I don't have anything cognitive to say, that I'm not smart or whatnot. Which hey, if you think I'm not smart, that's fine. If you think I don't know what the fuck I'm doing, that's fine too. Listen, I am listen. I must be doing something right if I'm getting people to watch my channel, watch the streams. Keep in mind, I want people to keep in mind something. I was accused of just being a clip channel, right? Yet I do the clip stuff, and I do streams, and I do interviews, I do panels, I do reactions, I do everything. So I don't know how am I just a clip channel. Like I said, Lebrowski is getting into live streaming. Shout out to Lebrowski. Lebrowski's live streaming. He's working in the clips and content. And he's live reacting, and he's getting people hype for the channel, and it's growing the channel. He's starting to live streaming, which is good. Mix it up a little bit. It's like a salad, right? You don't want to. Oh, and mind you, when he does his stuff, he does commentary and whatnot. I just have the clips speak for itself. But regardless of the fact, I'm going on a tangent a little bit. Just because I sound the way I sound, and because I used to have small amounts of viewers at the time, and just because I, had people I have more people in my Discord than in my chat, does not mean I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. I've lived a lifetime. I've seen things. I've dealt with things. I could see things on the internet that has happened to me just by watching it. And what's crazy is that I could fuck up too. But like when I'm telling you, hey, this is a bad look, don't do this stuff, or maybe you shouldn't be doing this. It's you know, like I said, at the ending of the day, it's your guys' life and it's your guys' channel. But if you want to grow, if you want to succeed in having a growing YouTube channel, and I'm not saying you want to have YouTube be your main source of income because being on the internet is a very volatile business. Unless of course you're Mr. Beast with sponsor deals or whatnot, that's connected to YouTube, that's one thing. But if your whole main idea is to have a YouTube channel, be successful, have a content, have a community, make this a side hustle that goes along with your main hustle, which is your 9 to 5 job. If you want to do that, then you have to learn that sometimes it's not good to. You have to look at your content and you have to ask yourself, is this worth people's time? Is this worth people wanting to tune in every day or every other day? Do I give people something to listen to? Or is it just me whining, crying, bitching, complaining about a mysterious figure or a bunch of slurs or yelling about nonsense or poking and prodding a fucking mentally ill patient like named Tony Hitchcock. Which, by the way, I just want to jump on a little bit of a thing. If it is true that, so there's a person named Tony Hitch that's been around the YouTube blocks. This man is quintessential content. The man is out of his gourd, and he's proud of it too. Like when I heard that someone had tried to poke and prod this man Tony into doing a podcast, and they were able to do it, but the fucking thing died on his way out. It's like that's a great idea. If you corral the fucking craziness and you can make it into something, that's great too. But whatever. The point is that you just want to be able to ask yourself, is it worth it? Can you get the likes up? Can you get the subs up? Can can you get the channel to progress more and more and more? Right? That's all you can ever ask yourself when you do YouTube. And look, I've always stated I'm willing to be helpful to anyone and everyone that wants my help. And I could lend help in terms of being an emotional support person. I could be helpful with giving you tips and tricks about YouTube, like content wise, not tell you what content to make, but try to get to your strengths. Make your strengths the focal point of the channel itself, and whatnot. I could be of assistance. I'm not useless, but at some point, if you have dignity, if you have any self-respect, you have to sometimes wipe away the tears, and you just gotta be like, listen, I gotta fight this head on. I can't be scared. Like I have to do the best I can to win this for myself, for my channel, for my YouTube hobby. Because I'm not gonna say career, but for YouTube hobby, and you just gotta take it for what it is, and you have to fight. And that's the best piece of advice I could give to people. Fight. Accept the consequences of your actions. I know it's hard, but if you truly believe that there are people that are there for you, if you are the good guy, then you should not have any doubt in your mind that your community will be there to help you, that will save you, that will make sure that you don't go out into battle by yourself. Because, like I said, because look, I am not a person that will kick someone while they're down. I don't want to do that. That's not fun. That's pathetic, even for me. If if you are willing to be such, if you're willing to be someone that has bravado and and just sarcasm, you should have that same feeling when you're going to deal with legal issues online. Don't let people down. Don't let people down. And Oh boy. Oh boy. Um, but I wanted to pivot just a tiny, tiny bit. Just a tiny bit. But the last few YouTube videos I did were on local life. And the theme is Boogie is being a very sensitive person. Uh, I've always held this belief that Boogie is someone that is very codependent on people. Boogie needs someone to lead him into the right direction. There's so much lore to Boogie that it's astounding that people could keep up with his lore. I think that I think the fact that with Boogie having such a major freak out with him wanting to quit Local Live, and then him coming to the stark realization that he doesn't want to be a local forever, it's a double-edged sword. On the one hand, being a local has made him allegedly rich, has prevented him from not losing his house. But on the other hand, is he capable of making content on his phone? Can he go back to the way it was before? Could he do it? And in the beginning, I saw the Boogie. In the beginning, I saw that. Uh, I saw that Boogie had did his best to stream, and then he got off his political high horse and attributed his haters to bad people and whatnot. Where was he just someone that isn't capable of managing human interactions positively. Uh, and like I said, I believe that with the local universe, it's expanding ever so greatly. You have more and more talent coming around, and I will agree with Boogie to some degree that it's getting a little bit out of hand. You know, there's a lot of plates moving, and some of the topics are being reused in other spots as filler. I mean, like no one else has our own stuff to use, and it's just becoming a blur. And so the only way you could fix that is just have your own personal beef and drama and whatnot. But like I said, originally it was supposed to be Boogie, Wings, and Tommy, and they just metamorphosized into something more. And in the beginning, I really did feel bad for Boogie. I thought Boogie was someone that had a hard life and he had a bad hand to roll, and he pulled himself up by the bootstraps, created the Francis character, and he just took off. But now you see him just acting such like a petulant child, right? Rubbing peanut butter all over his face, you know, getting himself caught in a cancer arc where he lied about the severity of his cancer. And I don't know if we ever have an update on the cancer itself. I mean, I think there was like one time I think Lebrowski covered it, or someone else covered it, where he just says meekly in a stream, "Yeah, my cancer is like in remission or something," or it's just being very slow or whatnot. But you don't hear anything about his cancer. You don't hear anything about treatment. Like it just like he just says he had cancer, a blood cancer, and then he just wherever, the word liar is not tattooed there anymore. It's just gone. And he has all these health problems. And he's marrying his quote unquote the love of his life. Meanwhile, they can't figure out how to have a show without drama. Like I Boogie has been doing this for 20 plus years. You really tell me you don't know how to make content? He has like 3 point something million subscribers. And you can't just talk? You can't do news stories? Like you don't have to be a locale Boogie. I mean he is a locale, but it doesn't have to be that way. You could just go back to what Boogie could go back to what he did before, which was to talk about gaming stuff, put his opinion out on gaming stuff, like he did back in the day, where he talked about he he reviewed games or whatnot. But I think he lost his passion there too, over making himself look like a chump. I I want to believe that Boogie is someone. I want to believe that Boogie doesn't have a way out. I try the best I can to feel bad for Boogie, but I can't. I can't. I not ever since he lied about cancer, I can't because it's so morally reprehensible that he did that, and God forbid the stuff about the abuse that he had when he was a child was fake. That shit is like a double nail in the coffin. If he lied about that, which I hope the guy he didn't, that would be so bad. But what, like I said, it's it's to the point that this universe can live if everyone is able to make content on their own. If everyone can stick to doing their own stories, their own takes, their own stuff, without having to regurgitate everything about the local universe. The only the only entity in the local universe, uh, the only entity that is better than that should regurgitate what happens in local universe is local rewind with Xylee and Billy. Okay, that's the only other person that should talk about it. Everyone else should stay in their lane and they should just focus on that stuff. The fact that Boogie was trying to oust Wings and have him go play with Sweetie and others just so King doesn't leave is really insane. And if this is all part of the script, that's a horrible way of booking it, my guys. They put a donation goal or a members only goal to see if anyone would hit the goal so they could kick out CD-ROM so they can make room for Wings. That's they were willing to do they did a money drive so they could kick CD-ROM out so Wings could come back in, and because of that, Wings came back. Wings don't give a f, and then all of a sudden everything's falling apart because again, Boogie doesn't know how to make content while making himself like a fucking jackass. Wings is just there, and Keem just bored out of his fucking mind. Like he is ready to get married and move the fuck on. And Boogie just seems to be, the only one that wants to hang on to this. Like wants to be someone that doesn't want the moniker of the local lives of being a local, but at the same time he doesn't want to let go of the money. He doesn't want to let go of the recognition. He doesn't want to let go of the fact that it's the one thing that makes him relevant in recent times as not a supremely negative connotation. But it's like damn if you do, damn if you don't with Boogie. Nothing would surprise me if he decides to live stream the wedding, like have everyone from Locale Live come to the wedding, do the fucking matrimony stuff, do the fucking after party, have him do the fucking reception, do everything. Like live like solicit the wedding out for Locale Live, get all the donations. How if you want to do TTS, do that. How you should have a thing where like this is giving them an idea, but they should be like if anyone else has objections with this union, speaking out or forever hold your peace. That bit, you should have that be like a 10-minute window where people could drop in TTSs and they could say whatever they want to say regarding their objection to the marriages or whatever. That could be a moneymaker. If you do live stream the event, just do that. And hell, if you want to put the if you want to put the fucking honeymoon and the fucking the consummation of the marriage on OnlyFans, there you go. Pour yourself out for more money. Like if Buggy wants to whore himself out for money, if he wants to be more than just a look, I'll do all that. Exploit your fucking wedding and fucking honeymoon for the internet for money. Do that, and then I don't know. Maybe the next arc will be trying to get fucking uh Desi number 2 pregnant or something, and then I guess that'll be another arc, and then the pregnancy will be another. Like you like if Boogie plays it right, he doesn't die too soon. You have Local Live will be chock full of content for the coming year or two, maybe 3. All depends. But like I said, does he want out or does he want to pretend he gives a fuck? Only time will tell. Only time will tell with that. But it's been fun, going around talking with people, uh, just going over the local life stuff. That shit got me laughing. I will tell you this much. Um, a second. What is this? Oh, there you go. A second. I wanted to see something. Oh, live. Oh, I'll put. There you go. Oh, perfect. Just looking for stuff. Oh, whatever. Save here. But it really has evolved into something harrowing with cancer with the cancer bit. Yet still amount of things I wish I'm sorry. Growing in its shame black. And yet still the amount of things I wish weren't happening in the LCU somehow keeps it just becomes like I said, it just becomes a can something that festers and grows. I think the realness is in the LCU Discord. I think what happens in there is the true feelings, like the best stage segments, and then people just and then people try to use the bullshit from Discord, and they just use it for the entertainment and stuff. But like I said, it will get tiresome. Don't you worry. It's gonna get annoying and stuff. But oh fuck. But I just wanted to say this: if you find yourself in a community where the person that you are following and the person that you like watching gets themselves into trouble with someone or something, the worst thing you can do is coddle them and say, "It's okay, buddy. You're gonna be a-okay." You gotta be truthful to them. You gotta say either you have a fight in this, or it'd be like you should apologize and just be done with it. Either throw money at the problem or just say you're sorry and just move on. It's not worth it. Because when you codify your fucking the people you follow, and you watch streams and content with, you're gonna give them an ego. You're gonna give them the parasocialness that you give a fuck about them, which you really don't. You just want to have the content keep on moving without it just stagnating because this person just ranting and raving about others. Be truthful. Be truthful to the person that you want. That be truthful with what you want out of your content and watching experience. Do you want to watch someone just slowly descend into madness and try their best to get uh try to get them to, you know, crash and burn over something that you know they're not gonna work with? And the other question is that if, as a viewer, if you see that that you're the streamer content creator that you're watching every day, supporting with your views, your subs, your whatnot, if they had asked you, "Hey, I'm doing a GoFundMe, I'm doing a fund to raise money for X, Y, and Z, for like maybe a legal fund, for maybe like a fucking retirement fund or whatever type of fund." My question to you is like, would you donate to it, knowing for the fact that it's a fruitless effort, and you know in your heart of hearts they'll lose the case? Or would you just donate money to the cause, to the fund, because you believe in them so much and you want them to have every tool imaginable to fight their cause? How much does it? How much faith does a viewer have with a particular content creator to dish out money for something that could be deemed as fruitless? That's a question a viewer has asked themselves. And there's also a question a creator has to ask themselves, when you're dealing with something as insane as this. So, like I said, just make sure that you go to your favorite content creator. You look and you enjoy what they're watching, but if they're spiraling in the descent to madness, like in the movie, what was the movie with Marlon Brando? I fucking not Charlie Sheen, but Charlie Sheen's father. It's the Hard Darkness. I can't even think of it right now. Is it Apocalypse Now? There you go. Apocalypse Now. Just make sure whoever your content creator is, that you make sure that they don't descend into madness. Like Colonel Kurtz in Apocalypse Now, where he's screaming the horror, and allowing their ego to get the best of them, to allow the hubris to get the best of them, prevent them from being a laughing stock. For sure, it's fun to watch a car crash, but after the car crashes and the smoke is dying down, what do you really, what, what's there left to watch? All you did would just be the witness to someone else's destruction. Fun as it may seem, you will feel empty at some point. But like I said, that's my 2 cents on the matter. And remember, I'm just a clip channel, and I don't know anything. But with that being said, I do thank everyone for coming by and listening to me rant and rave early, late at night, early morning. It's been quite a blessing to say the least. Thank you everyone for watching my streams. Thank you everyone for watching the YouTube videos. It's getting amazing traction. It's unbelievable. It it's such a blessing that people share my content, react to my content, uh, uh, write like comment on it. It just makes me happy. It makes me happy that people are taking their time to watch, and it's great. I will do everything in my power to make sure that this channel is entertaining and in some way thought provoking if you are in the mood for that. But I will always have I will always make a point to speak about things and tell you how I really feel about a situation without being too heinous and too insane on stuff. But like I said, I will be redirecting you to a fellow content creator, K Huck. She's going over some stuff with Jar, editing Leo Convoy. With that being said, thank you, CC. Like I said, super chat, super things, super everything. Uh, Hopefully we could make the goal you see above by Christmas. Just want to be able to, I don't know, get another donation thing filled up. I think I filled up a couple. You guys are the best. I think you're getting at some real stuff about the base of this. Best wishes, man. Thank you so much, everyone. Stay safe. Have a wonderful day. And